Tim has been seeing me at a housing agency due to difficulties at his boarding house, along with other worrying factors such as his relationship with his father. This is the beginning of our 4th session, and I'll be using solution-focused theory with a few coping, scaling, and miracle questions for him. The purpose of this session is to see how he has progressed from our last session with using narrative therapy. So, hello Tim, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you.
That's good. I'd like to firstly begin the session, if you don't mind, with me just saying everything you say today between us two is confidential. There will only be a time when I will have to say something when you mention harm to yourself or others. Is that all right with you? Alrighty, so if you don't mind, would you like to start with what we're doing here today?
Yeah, so last week I came in and I spoke a lot about my father and all the thoughts I've been having about him, because it's been stemming from a long time.
Yeah.
And through that, it really motivated me to, I actually ended up trying to call him.
That is so
Yeah,
good.
which was a big step for me. But yeah, it didn't go to plan. I tried calling him with high hopes, and yeah, he answered and then he hung up. So yeah, so I'm back to square one, I think.
Back to square one.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to commend you on such a massive big step, because is it safe to say it probably wouldn't be something you would have done or had strength to do at the start of our sessions maybe?
No, I never would have even pictured calling him. Yeah, so it was a very big step for me.
Exactly. These 3 sessions, this is our 4th one, has really provided you with a lot of strength, and I'm really happy to see that. And even though it didn't go so well as what you thought, that's, it's perfectly okay, but you've done something really well. When did you do the phone call, if you don't mind me asking?
It was the day after our last session, so about a week ago, yeah.
About a week. Okay, so it's been about a week since the phone call. What have you been doing to, cause as you know, well, as you mentioned, said that, it didn't go so well and a bit bummed, about it. How have you been coping with that for about a week?
Yeah, I haven't fallen back into old habits, which I'm proud of, because I used to have a drug and alcohol problem. So, but yeah, I've just become very isolated. Yeah, just staying in my room all the time. Yeah, not where I want to be. Yeah, so kind of just falling back into old habits.
Yeah. And you said that it's bummed you out a lot, and falling back to like bad habits, things like that, and it's kind of shocked you.
Yeah.
How have you been able to wake up this morning and come to our session today?
Well, this is the only thing that's giving me hope at the moment, so yeah.
That's good. Giving hope.
Yeah.
And that's what we were wanting to work on, and hope we can give that to you. You say, so on a scale, I'm going to give you a scaling question. So on a scale of 0 to 10, and at 0 being no confidence and 10 being very confident, how confident are you to try calling him again?
Not in the mindset I'm in at the moment. I wouldn't call it. Probably like a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
2.
I think that there's only so much I can, take now. And I think if I tried calling him again and he didn't answer, I'd probably fall back into drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying a 2 to a 3?
Yeah.
Why a 2 or a 3? Not 0 or just
The only support I have at the moment is my sister Julia. So I think if it was without her, it would be a 0 for sure. But I do, and I'm kind of annoyed at her, to be honest, because because she was the one who actually encouraged, like along with you obviously.
Yeah.
She was the one who really encouraged me to call Dad, and she's like, it will be okay, like he'll want to talk to me, and obviously Dad didn't want to talk to me. So yeah, I'm kind of a little annoyed at her at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're a bit annoyed with the sister, thinking that she might have done a bit of dodginess or something, you know,
No.
a bit of like, or wouldn't say that, would say.
I think she had good intentions, but I don't think she thought of it completely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think she was being mean or
Yeah.
had ill intentions.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I think I wish she had thought of it more before she encouraged me. I kind of just feel like she set me up for failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought a bit more about the whole outcome.
Yeah.
And how does she help you? If you don't mind me with the phone call. Did she provide you with a phone number? Was she there with
Yeah,
you?
she provided me with a phone number because, as you know, I haven't spoken to my dad in over 10 years. So yeah.
Okay. What would you think might help you move up the scale of that scale question you just asked?
I think I have to be in the right mindset again. So, and then also I think maybe time. But then, it's been so long. It's been 10 years. So it's a bit hard. But yeah, I definitely think for me, going into that phone call, I was in the right headspace. I had all these thoughts in my mind that, I can enjoy it. I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Yeah, so that was that for me.
Okay. I'm going to ask a very different question. And just bear with me as we go through the question, because sometimes it can be quite, I'm not sure about that. So it's called a miracle question. So let's say you go to bed tonight.
Yeah.
As usual, you wake up.
Yeah.
It's different. For some reason, it's different. Okay, things have changed overnight. A magic wand has come about, waved some magic dust over you while you were sleeping, and you woke up and you knew things were different. What would you know things would be different if that miracle happened? How would things be different? In a good way.
Yeah, probably just having a relationship with my dad. Yeah, that would be the miracle in itself.
Okay. And what type of relationship would you like with your dad?
I know I'm not being unrealistic because I know that if we do have contact, we're not going to be best friends straight away. I do know there's hurt with us, and I do know what he thinks of me, but I just want to have some form of relationship. I want to make my mum proud. I only have my dad. I don't have my mum anymore. So yeah, I just want some sort of relationship with him, and I think that's quite realistic. Yeah.
Yeah, very realistic. You're not hoping to. You're not thinking, we're going to go and be best buddies.
Yeah, no. I have that's not going to happen. Yeah. I know my dad's mom.
Yeah, and you've got some realistic, but you still have some kind of hope that things hopefully will start to fall back into place.
Yeah.
Putting bits and pieces on a nice footpath to a good future.
Yeah.
Is that right to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What difference would you like this session today to make for you?
I just want to be in the right mindset again. Yeah.
Good mindset.
Yeah.
And okay.
And yeah, I just want to kind of, I know I won't forget about it, but I just want to be where I was before I made that phone call.
Okay.
To be able to do it again.
To be able to do it again. Okay.
Yeah.
So are you wanting to continue making your goals? Or you want to continue with your goal of having a relationship with your father?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Safe to say?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask another question, and you're going to probably think, okay, this is very different to the questions I have been asking. What skills do you have?
do so much, so I'd say I'm resilient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a skill.
I think I've become really good at writing, so that's what I've been using now. I'm really good at writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good at gardening.
You're good at gardening. I like that. Resilient, gardening, and
Yeah.
writing. Very good skills to have.
Yeah.
Especially because you, with the writing, you've done your degree, which is very, really good, really great, you know. So you're saying, okay, maybe not the phone call again. No, you don't want to go through that.
I don't want to go through that rejection again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about something different? Would you like to try to reconnect with your dad, but in a different way? How would you feel about that?
Definitely, yeah. I'm scared to do it, but I know to do what I want to do in life.
Yeah.
That's one of the key things. I need to be able to have a relationship with my dad, yeah.
So on a scale from 0 to 10, how willing are you to try something again, something different again?
Depends what it is, but I'd probably give it like a 5 or a 6.
5 or 6?
Yeah, or even a 7, yeah.
Okay, so that's a pretty big jump from not knowing,
Mm.
doing that phone call
Yeah.
to trying something different. That's really good. How about, you said you like writing, how about some different kind of form of communication, like a letter? How does a
Yeah.
letter sound?
I think that's a really good idea, yeah. Because I could write a letter, doesn't mean I have to send it to him, and I can do as many drafts as I want to.
Exactly, I was just about to say, you
Yeah.
know, with a letter you can do as many drafts as you can, you know, you can type it, you can handwrite it, however you like. You can do as many drafts as you like, you can put everything as much as you want into it, you can read over it. You can also do it yourself, you can have your sister with you, whatever makes you comfortable. On a scale, so let's do another scale. We did a first scale of the phone call, and that was a 2 to a 3, that was pretty low, which is understandable. Then we did another scaling and it bumped you up a bit. How about from a 0 to a 10, how willing are you to write a letter to your dad?
I'd write it, I don't know if I'd send it straight away, but I would give that like an 8, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
even higher.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay. Do you think this might help you with working on your goals? Writing a letter to your dad, connecting him back?
Yeah.
So good. Okay, well, why don't, what we do is you can draft up a letter between from now until our next session, and you don't really have to send it, but you can do as many drafts as you like. How do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a very better alternative than calling him, because I just couldn't bring myself to calling him again. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's so good. And how do you feel now from the beginning of your session today to now? How do you
Yeah, I
feel?
feel a lot. Yeah, it's good to have something in place for that, so then I can focus on that instead of focusing on the past. Yeah.
Okay, that's so good. So I guess you're pretty high, like that scale again. I love my scales, I'm so sorry. But you seem pretty high up on the scale that I'm pretty good now compared to.
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely better than when I first came in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good, and I commend you on a lot of hard work. And I guess the goal is to reconnect with your dad, and this small intervention of writing a letter seems to be a pretty good way to go about it. Yeah. Well, that's so good. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Yeah.
Thank you, Camden.
Phew. I was really nervous, definitely, and I think because I was so nervous, my mind was blanked a lot, and I guess I already have a lot of remembering issues, and I guess having the notes of possible questions to ask was great, but I think it could have detrimented the way I talked just a little bit. So I guess what I want to work on from now until my final placement is to really grasp the theories that I like to use and would like to use, so I can be better prepared to help clients in my final placement. So I don't have to keep looking to my notes, because I feel like, well, you know, if I stumble with questions like I felt like I did, and looking at my notes, it kind of shows that I'm not that confident. And if I'm not that confident, then the client could then start to lead to feel less confident that I can help them. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. But I think I did okay. I guess because of the time, I felt like I was rushing to figure out more questions, because I was looking at the time, and the time was going a lot more slower than what I thought it was, especially when I practiced yesterday. So I was like, oh. So I kind of had a mind blank of, oh crap, what do I ask? And that's because I have severely anxiety, which I'd like to also manage so I can do better in my final placement, but also my future practice. I think I was able to demonstrate, solutions focused. I think solution focus is something that I'd like to use, but I'd like to grasp more than, I think I've grasped narrative, and I really love narrative, but I would also like to grasp reauthoring. So I chose solution focused, and I think it did okay, but yeah, could do a bit more work before final placement. Growth as a professional, or becoming a professional. I think comparing myself from APB from last year to APC, there's a lot of growth and significant learning that I think I can see myself, you know, as a timid walking into first class APB and couldn't even do a 5-minute role play, to now being able to do a 15 to a 20-minute role play. I'm really, really proud of myself, and being able to apply a theory, I think I've done so well. What else? Strengths. I think I asked the questions clearly. You know, the client was able to understand what I was trying to say. Again, I'd like to do a bit more work, and you all probably are thinking, oh, she's been very hard on herself, but I feel like I need to be hard on myself so I can improve and be a better version of myself as a social work practitioner. Sorry. Yeah, I think, so I'm just working back on some more critical. I would have liked to explore maybe a bit more of how the phone call went. I think to grasp and understand a lot more to be able to better apply a theory. I think that could have been something I could do differently if I got the opportunity to. Yeah. Yeah, I think I did.